And thank you for sticking it out for the last talk of the day. I'm Aloka. I am Director of Product Management at Pivotal. If you want to continue the conversation, this is my Twitter handle, and I'm happy to keep talking about it after the talk as well. The thing that we're going to talk about today is how do we think about democratizing information within organizations so that there is less, so that teams are more empowered to make decisions and feel like they are making good decisions. So let's meet Team X. Team X is, a regular team of about 6 people, PM, engineers, designers, and they work in like a mid-sized organization of 400 people. Leadership believes in pushing authority to information, so allowing and empowering teams to make decisions for themselves. And the team, has the basic levels of psychological safety, so they feel like they can talk to their leaders, push back, have active discussions. Team X has a challenge. Team X is having a hard time getting buy-in from their leadership because the feedback that they've received when they've shared their roadmap is that it doesn't align with the high priority business outcomes and also has the local optima problem. So what is happening here? Or what did happen there? What it turned out was that the team did not have all the information and the perspective that leadership had, because the leadership was talking to customers and looking at industry trends at higher abstraction than the team. And so the team did not have the right information to be able to make decisions that aligned with the kinds of decisions leadership would have made in their place. So what also happened here after that is because leadership said no, the team was demotivated, was surprised, and also felt a lack of empowerment to be able and have a sense that they're not able to make good decisions. So what are we talking about here? I believe that information asymmetry leads to disempowerment of teams and individuals. That when you do not have the right information, you're not able to make good decisions. And when you continue to make decisions that get vetoed by leadership, that teams start to feel disempowered and stop making decisions. So what can we do to democratize information? I think it's a push and a pull. So I don't think it's just in the scope of leadership to make sure all the information is disseminated. I believe that it is the responsibility of individuals and teams to try to get the right information that is relevant for them to make good decisions. So what's the pull? What can teams do? I think teams can reduce the surprise metric by developing a strategy around collecting feedback and building those feedback cycles with leadership so that they're able to more tightly align with what leadership is thinking about and what they're thinking about and what their recommendations are. Have a strategy around communication. So part of what happened with Team X is they hadn't really shared what they were working on with leadership. So what does it look like to regularly communicate and share out the work that the team is doing and the direction that they're going in a way that tightens the feedback loops? And finally, think about how you're getting information and if you have all the right information to make good decisions. So what you want to do maybe is something like this. You want to develop a strategy. Identify who you think are stakeholders who have, if you map out based on power and interest, where interest is interest in the product that you're building, if you can map out who's involved and who can veto the decisions of that your team is making, then you can start including them in conversations and building that two-way discussion so that you're more likely to move forward and make progress and have true autonomy as a team. So what did Team X do? Team X identified the high interest, high power people and facilitate a workshop to build alignment. And they set up regular check-ins to stay aligned with leadership. They also reprioritize and reframe their roadmap, so it tied to high priority business outcomes. They started sending out things that we call drumbeats, which is basically to the organization, communicating what they're doing on the week on week, so that was an area of providing transparency for the rest of the organization and what they were doing. So what's the push? What can leaders do? I think leaders in our more decentralized structure of organizations in tech have different sets of expectations of what success means. Back in the day, it was very command and control, and leadership would have all the information, synthesize the information, and tell the teams what the direction they need to go in is. I believe in the new world, the role of the leader is not to provide the answers, but to empower, coach, and connect, and provide them with the information, provide teams with information so that teams can actually make the decisions on their own and can run autonomously. The other thing I think leaders can do is iterate on their strategy around disseminating information. One of the challenges we face at Pivotal is there's too much information and too many avenues of where the information can go. And I think by having a more structured and thoughtful way of providing information that is relevant to teams, leadership can do much more in allowing teams to make progress faster and do the right thing more often. So in conclusion, what I'm saying is that I believe that reducing information asymmetry is everybody's job. And when there is asymmetry, what it builds is power dynamics and disempowerment for teams. Don't aspire for omniscience, so don't try to get all the information, try to identify what is the most valuable information to get. And finally, the same techniques apply to individuals. I think as much as this is important for teams, I'm sure that individuals will get value in thinking about who they're getting information from and building the network so that they're able to get a more holistic understanding of the organization and develop their careers based off of that. And that's all I have today. Thank you so much. Feel free to catch up with me after.